In the headlines, Governor El-Rufai raises alarm on insecurity, says terrorism in the Northwest is a threat to the 2023 elections and population census. Wife of head of NSCDC's Special Intelligence Squad rescued. EFCC secures interim forfeiture of 40 properties belonging to Ekweremadu. And on the foreign scene, 9 health workers kidnapped in restive northwest Cameroon. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for joining. And now the news in detail. Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai says the insurgency in the northwest presents a clear danger to the holding of the 2023 elections and census, if not nipped in the bud now. The governor is therefore advocating for the establishment of a Northwest Theatre Command, which will enable a holistic approach to counter-insurgency operations across the affected states. The governor made the statement shortly after receiving second and third security situation in the state from the Commissioner of Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan. The report.
Governor Nasir El-Rufai explained that the state government will continue to do everything within its powers to enhance security. According to him, the security challenges in the north requires establishing theater command to counter insurgency operations in the region. He added that the insecurity in the northwest presents a clear danger to the conduct of 2023 elections.
That lesson and the continued nature of the cross-state operations of these criminals informs the view of the Kaduna State government that a theater command similar to the one in place in the northeast is required. Effective security operations in the 7 states of the northwest and Niger State, which have continuous and contiguous forest ranges, require this approach. It is our opinion that the insurgency in the northwest today is not only more serious than what exists in the northeast, but presents a clear danger to the holding of the 2023 elections and national census, if not nipped in the bud now.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed explained that the Nigerian military has what it takes to handle the security situation in the country, saying the security alert issued recently by the United States of America was unnecessary.
And I want to say very categorically and without mincing words that whatever has been the intention of this security alert or this travel advisory, what it has done is that it has terrorized our people and it has set the nation in a panic mode. No doubt, the American government has a right to issue travel advisories to its citizens. But that should not go to the extent of scaremongering.
Kaduna State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs Samuel Aruwan, while presenting his quarterly security report, said no fewer than 161 people were killed and 804 kidnapped in the last 3 months due to bandit activities in the state.
Now, in total, in first quarter, we lost 285 lives. 271 males, 12 females, and 2 minors.
And the areas where we still have challenges, especially in Birnin-Gwari, and bearing in mind the Birnin-Gwari, Maganda, Funtua axis, we are working to improve the situation in that general area. What we will not do is to go back into the past where criminal elements establish roadblocks and collect tolls and levies from commuters that ply that road. The road is free now. We have cleared the obstruction.
Kaduna State is one of the states in the northwest battling banditry and with terror groups occupying ungoverned spaces in Birnin Gwari Forest and other locations. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
The kidnapped wife of the head Commandant General Special Intelligence Squad, Victoria Dandaura Apollo, who was taken away forcefully inside her living room, has been rescued. She was rescued unhurt on Friday in Lafia after successful joint operations by a combined tactical company comprising the Commandant's General Special Intelligence Squad, NSCDC Counter-Terrorism Operators and NSCDC Special Female Squad in collaboration with the Nigerian Army, Department of State Services DSS and the Nigerian Police Force. Dandaura Victoria was kidnapped at her residence in Gidigidi around the cattle market, Lafia, Nasarawa State on Wednesday, 2nd November 2022 at about 7 p.m. in the evening by unknown gunmen who stormed her residence, shooting sporadically in the air before whisking her away at gunpoint. His younger brother, Ezekiel Dandaura, a personnel of the Corps serving in Nasarawa State's command who sustained gunshot injuries in the course of the attack, is still receiving treatment in a hospital facility and is in a stable condition. Statement from the Director General Relations at the NSCDC headquarters, Olushola Odumosu, said the NSCDC's Commandant General Ahmed Abubakar appreciated the support and cooperation of sister security agencies in the course of the rescue operation. The Imo State Police Command has confiscated 3 rifles, ammunition and other dangerous weapons from a house belonging to a gang leader identified as Ibuka. Imo Police Public Relations Officer Michael Abatam disclosed this while speaking to newsmen in the state. According to the PPRO, Michael Abatam, the divisional police officer in charge of Oguta Station, received a distress call reporting of a house burglary. He said the police officers responded immediately. Upon investigation, one of Umwayata village, native in Oguta local government area of the state, confessed to the crime and said his boss, who is the gang leader, instructed him to burgle houses and keep the stolen items in his house. However, when the house was searched, 3 automatic English pistols, 46 live GPMG ammunitions, 58 live 7.62 mm, M220 240 gun machine gun, ammunition, 72 AK-47 rifles, 5.56 mm live ammunitions and other dangerous weapons were seized. The PPRO said the Commissioner of Police, Muhammad Ahmed Bade, ordered the command to ensure that the fleeing suspect and all the members of the gang are apprehended. And moving on, a Federal High Court in Abuja on Friday ordered an interim forfeiture of 40 landed properties belonging to the embattled former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu, who is currently in custody in the United Kingdom. Justice Ian Eko made the order following an ex parte motion filed and moved by Ibrahim Buba on behalf of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and ordered the EFCC to publish the interim forfeiture order of the properties in National Daily within 7 days. He specifically directed that anybody who had an interest in the forfeited properties should indicate within 14 days of the publication of the interim forfeiture order from the court. Justice Eko adjourned the matter till December 5, 2022 for a report in the case if there's any objection from members of the public regarding the said properties. The interim forfeiture order covers Ekweremadu's properties as follows: 10 properties in Enugu, 3 in the United States of America, 2 in the United Kingdom, 1 in Lagos, 9 in Dubai, the United Arab Emirate Republic, and 15 located in the Federal Capital Territory. And the Senate Committee on Appropriation has issued an ultimatum to its various committees to submit their reports to its appropriation department on or before November 11, 2022. This mandate follows the approval of a timetable for the consideration of the 2023 appropriation bill released by the chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriations, Senator Barau Jibril. Senator Jibril told Senate correspondents that lawmakers are purposeful, focused and determined to accelerate the passage of the 2023 appropriation bill of 20.5 trillion naira before the end of December 2022. The presentation of the 2023 appropriation bill by the Senate committee is fixed for November 30, 2022, according to the timetable.
To receive the reports of the Committee on Capital Markets this morning, as well as that of Cooperation and Integration in Africa, Downstream Petroleum Resources Committee, Upstream Petroleum Resources Committee, and Committee on Gas. But unfortunately, none of them is here.
You're still watching Trust TV News Updates. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at a pet man's best friend. Details of this story and more. Stay with us.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Nigerians, elections are here again. Let us shun violence. Let us play the game according to the rules. Do not be a thug. Say no to violence. Let's rise and defeat violence, crime, and sabotage against the peace of our nation. Nigeria is the only country we have. We must do everything to keep it united. We must avoid any act that promotes hate and disintegration. Say no to separatist movement, terrorism, fake news, hate speech, religious bigotry, and any act that tends to divide us as a nation. Watch out for strange gatherings and suspicious movements. Restrict access to sensitive documents and data, the disclosure of which may damage national security. Educate your staff and family, particularly on measures to safeguard information and report security breaches. Apply relevant legal security guidelines to protect yourself and your neighbors. Due to misinformation and wrong choices, some idle persons resort to vices in their greed to get rich quick. They resort to kidnapping, killings for rituals, and other heinous crimes. Avoid wrong use of the social media. Before you broadcast that false message, think twice. Ask whether it will promote peace or violence. For safety at home, still be security conscious. Educate your household on safety tips. Report all suspicious movements and persons to the security agencies nearest to you. Be a good citizen. Be patriotic. To pass security information, please call 0813-222-2105, 0915-339-1309, 0908-837-3514, or send a mail to dsspr@dss.gov.ng. This message is from the Department of State Services, DSS.
You're welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. You're still watching the news updates on Trust Television. A recap of our top stories. We told you earlier that Governor El-Rufai raises alarm on insecurity, says terrorism in the Northwest is a threat to the 2023 elections and population census. And the wife of head of NSCDC's Special Intelligence Squad rescued. And moving on to other stories, rented crowd at political rallies is a common phenomenon during electioneering in Nigeria. People are often induced with gifts and all kinds of monetary promise to form a large crowd at political campaign venue. In this report, Bello Musa speaks to analysts who opined that political crowd renting only promotes thuggery and hinders democratic growth. Take a look.
Rented crowd is when one hired people to form large crowd at the political rally, protest, or other public events. Individuals are often attracted to attend political rally by inducing them with money or other gift to create a large crowd for a particular candidate or political party. Many, however, believe rented crowd is a deceit and setback to the growth of democracy.
So usually such crowds, to me, to my own understandings, is deceit. They rented the crowd to deceive the people. Yes. You find out, especially if people are disenchanted. They would not like to come to that political event. So what will they do? Is to sponsor people to come. And at the end of the day, you see them giving people 1,000 naira, 500 naira.
Some believe that unless leadership recruitment process is addressed, Nigerians will continue to witness renting of crowd, vote buying, and other irregularities in the electoral process.
So we should have a leader that is bold enough to stand up. That's why I said earlier on, to unite the people, we have to address the leadership question in Nigeria. Unless we address it now, it will boomerang in the near future. Because the army of unemployed youths I'm seeing around is disturbing. We have almost a near collapse system. If you look at our education, if you look at about health.
In Electoral Act 2022 as amended, it comes with a lot of provisions. And those provisions that the Electoral Act come with provide for certain level of punishment for people who, most especially thuggery, vote buying, renting crowd to be part of political activities. I think the Electoral Act has taken care of that. What needed to be done is for the government to follow it up to implement those Electoral Act. I think the police, or rather the security agencies, should be able to work assiduously in ensuring that they carry out the responsibility as assigned to them by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
As campaigns gather momentum, some unemployed may be bracing up for opportunity to be paid at political rallies, though voters are admonished not to allow money to influence their choice of political leaders in 2023. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
And away from political matters, people keep pets for different reasons. Some just for the love of animals and others for the health benefits attached to it. In this report, Noel Samson examines the different reasons why people in Nigeria keep pets. Take a look.
Keeping a pet at homes has been practiced from prehistoric times to the present, and as pets are found in nearly every culture and society. Pet keeping apparently satisfies a deep and universal human need. In Nigeria, like other parts of the world, people do keep pets, but what are the reasons?
Some as companions at home, as they have something to play with or interact with. Some for security reasons.
I think people keep pets because at times pets are emotional support animals. Okay, they behave as humans. And actually, I grew up with pets around me, so I can't see any reason why people should not have pets.
I think people keep pets so as to, okay, for instance, people keep dogs so they help them exercise. I have a neighbor who goes out with his dog every day, so I believe the dog accompanies it. Sometimes the dog runs and the neighbor runs after the dog.
While some people are animal lovers, others have different opinion on keeping animals at home as pets.
Okay, one of the reasons I hate pets is because when I was growing up, my mom used to have this cat, very annoying cat. The cat poos on my bed. I don't like cats, I don't like dog, I don't like pets generally.
Personally, I don't like pets because some of them might be dirty. Some of them, the way they be doing, I don't like seeing them, especially when you see pet dog, all those cats at home. I don't like the way they play around.
However, there are many health benefits attached to owning pets. They can increase opportunity to exercise and socialize. It also gives people opportunity to have regular walks. And with pets, we can decrease blood pressure and cholesterol level. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And in business news, the Naira has been seen struggling against the value of the dollar, resulting in skyrocketing prices of goods and services. Despite policies made by the central bank, several factors are contributing to the Naira's volatile nature. Chamung Dabeng explores the reasons for its recent fall against the dollar. The report.
The Naira opened this year trading in the parallel market at 570 Naira to the dollar. Today, the figure has risen to 815 Naira to the dollar. The Naira, which was already struggling, has now collapsed even further, just a week after the central bank announced plans to redesign the three major denominations. However, is this to blame? And could Nigeria be looking at a further drop?
It's going to go higher. The reason why this is happening is because of the change of currency. And what is happening now is that for the fear of people not being able to use the currency now in the future, they are moving to dollar, a more usable currency, a universally accepted currency.
Following the announcement, some experts had speculated that the downward trend in the strength of the Naira will stabilize. However, Dr. Audu has a different take on the matter.
There's what they call the speculative demand for money. People buy to speculate. Oh, what's going to happen tomorrow? Is the market going to be good? Now, that's what's going on now. The speculation, the demand for dollar is driven by speculation. So, maybe after the currency has been changed, some people just say, why should I even change to Naira? Let me just leave my currency in dollar. It's universally accepted. And that is where it will remain.
There is an urgent need for a sustainable solution.
Yeah, the suspension of CBN intervention of Forex to BDCs is also one of the contributory factors of this Naira fall. So we plead with the government to find a way of seeing how they can resume and continue with the intervention exercise.
Why do we demand dollar? We have a food import bill of $5 billion. We are always buying things abroad. That needs to stop. We need to look inwards. We need to look at other sectors. We need to put money in the agricultural sector to revive the agricultural sector, to begin to export so that we will shore up our own reserves and have more dollars.
The basic infrastructures has to be put in place. Electricity, good road networks, the railways, where goods can be delivered to where they are needed most.
Nigeria's overdependence on importation continues to be a major problem for the country's economy. Chamun Dabeng, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Twitter has sacked half of its 7,500 strong staff on Friday as new owner Elon Musk launched his major overhaul of the troubled company just a week after his blockbuster takeover. An internal document seen by AFP said roughly 50% of employees were impacted and will be denied access to company computers and email on an immediate basis. Workers around the world were shown the door and took to Twitter to vent their frustration or disbelief and say goodbye to one of Silicon Valley's most iconic companies. Ahead of the layoffs, Twitter closed access to its offices worldwide, asking employees to stay at home to await news of their fate through an email. The call is part of Musk's push to find ways to pay for the mammoth $44 billion deal for which it took billions of dollars in debt and sold $15.5 billion worth of Tesla shares, his electric car company. And on the foreign scene, 9 health workers have been kidnapped from a government-run hospital in Cameroon's restive northwest. The area is one of 2 regions where armed separatists have been fighting government troops to create a breakaway state. Archer Kennedy Ngu, mayor of the town of Batibo, where the kidnapping took place, said the health workers were abducted on Thursday and were still being held. Ngu did not give further details as he was not in town when it happened. A spokesperson for the Ambazonian Governing Council, whose armed wing Ambazonian Defense Forces is the main armed separatist group operating in the area, denied responsibility for the abduction. Medical workers have been frequently targeted since Cameroon's Anglophone crisis turned violent in 2017. And now to sport news, where the head coach Salisu Yusuf has picked goalkeeper Kayode Bankole, a utility player Dominion Ohaka, and the midfielder Afiz Nosiru as part of the team to play for Nigeria in a friendly game with Costa Rica Team A. The Super Eagles will face the Costa Ricans in an international friendly in the country's capital on 9th November. NFF's FIFA match agent Jairo Pachon said the 3-time African champions were invited to the Central American nation as Los Ticos prepare for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Coach Salisu also selected goalkeepers like Bankole and Nathaniel Nwosu, defenders Daniel Bamei, Chidebere Nwobodo and Evans Ogbonda, and midfielders Nasiru and Kudus Akoni, and forwards Sunday Faleye and Edidiong Ezekiel, among others. The game, billed for the National Stadium in San Jose, will kick off at 8 p.m. Costa Rican time on Wednesday, 9th November, which is 3 a.m. 10th November in Nigeria. And with that, we have come to the news update at this hour. For more, you can follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Mardia Umar. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.